Price action for COSM is moving as per expected. Let's go ahead and find out what could be happening for the following sessions now. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by. Once again, this is ARCa coming at you with the COSM technicals and raw price action thread of analysis on this fine Taco Tuesday. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community and Discord called ARCa Bulls. With that said, let's dive right into the charts. Okay, so this time, you guys, I actually want to start off the COSM on the 4-hour chart. And why on the 4-hour chart? Well, I haven't really been looking at this this smaller time frame for a few reasons, but it's whatever. What I want to show you here is actually a formation that's called an Adam and Eve formation. Okay, so it actually consists of a couple waves. Okay, so it's just like this. We'll make another little touch right over here. Right, it usually presents itself like this, but upon the breakout out of it's an inverted cup and handle, to put it in short, right? So what usually happens is that we usually fail this, and then we actually come back up. We can test the resistance, right, and then we make our descent. Okay, so this is a very typical formation as well. So the way that we can actually take the price objective of this is, of course, we can actually take it from the top of the formation, right, to the very lowest point of the formation, and then we apply it to that point of breakout to get a price objective per the formation. But please remember, these formations, especially on a 4-hour chart, they don't always fulfill. But it's important to know the playbook rules for all of these situations, since they are playing according to our analysis, even though, okay, so we were already looking at this downside before even knowing that we were in an inverted cup and handle or an Adam and Eve formation, right? So in this case, you can see that the formation is actually leading us right to our support bottom, where we've been talking about 451. Okay, so this is suggesting 442. All right, so it's very much in line, and it's still rhyming, and we've already touched the first area of our support zone, okay, before we did get a bounce to the upside. I'm not saying that we're going to go all the way down here. In fact, the momentum is actually looking not bad right now, and it's suggesting a potential upside continuation. But let's go ahead and continue validating that upside, okay? So let's see. Yeah, let's touch on the RSI, okay? So please remember, your RSI signal is your purple line, and your 14-day simple moving average within the RSI signal, which is, by the way, standard and stock to any RSI setup, is your pink line, okay? So let's go ahead and now look at the immediate short-term time frame, 30-minute, and please notice that the RSI signal is suggesting an upside continuation, and it is approaching that gravitational zone from the bear strength percentile, okay? So this is looking pretty good. We have made that cross above the 14-day simple moving average, so things are looking promising for the immediate short term. Remember that the 30-minute tends to live out pretty fast. Okay, so sorry. Okay, so the bi-hourly is suggesting a little bit of a limited upside. Okay, so what could that limited upside be? Well, if we were to look at the immediate short-term time frame and take a Fibonacci retracement from our last 4-hour candle iteration, then we could potentially see that our space of resistance could be at the 1.272 and the 1.618, particular to the closing of this candle right over here. Okay, very much in line with that 1.272. So we can face some resistance between 528 and about $5.39 before coming back down and making sure that we are within a valid area of support. Even if we go back down to 542 or 451, still fine. In fact, if we did make it down here and flashed to the upside, that would be a little bit of a stronger and a more desired move, right? Of course, we don't want it to go down lower, you guys. I'm just telling you that upon further upon further downside, it allows more bulls to jump into the bandwagon and continue that upside with an even heavier thrust than we had before. Okay, you guys. So it's important to look at price action in that type of manner. Okay, we're definitely never going to just go up straight in one shot. Okay, you guys. So now let's let's go ahead and move on to the 6-hour RSI, and you can see that we're well within the gravitational zone of the bear strength percentile. Okay, so this gravitational zone right here is suggesting for us to come right back up. You know that I don't like these tiny little pivots like these because they tend to fail. Okay, but in this case, we are in this gravitational zone here, so there may be a continuation to the upside since your bi-hourly RSI is suggesting that upside. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the daily. The daily is still suggesting some downside, but please take a look at this. Comparing it to this downside pivot here, this downside pivot looks like it's losing a lot of strength, right? So it's looking like it's corrective. So signaling that the downside is very limited. And as we start moving up to higher term time frame, you start to see that that pivot gets smaller and smaller, right? So this 3-day RSI is now finding that support from the 14-day simple moving average, which could actually have us correct within the next, I'd say 3-4 days, maybe trading days. Okay, and now the 5-day is just like we've been talking about. It looks like it's approaching that 14-day simple moving average for a touch of that support, but it's not only the 14-day simple that we would face support here. Okay, why am I saying that? Well, because we are in that gravitational zone right now within, I'm talking about the 14-day simple moving average is in that gravitational zone. So if the RSI signal tends to make it right down, which is very small, to that 14-day simple moving average, we can actually face that support just like we did over here. Okay, it's very close to it. Okay, so we can find that support and continue our ascent. Okay, so what I'm basically saying here is that there is a little bit of a consolidation period and it's slightly bearish. Okay, but if there is gonna be a further downside, please remember that it's still okay for us to be able to touch that 475 to 442 zone. Okay, so this is still looking like it's perfectly within the cards and still safe for the play. Okay, so always remember that after an overextended period, the asset does need to take some type of breather. Okay, but if we look at the daily chart and we look at the price action, then you can actually start to see that it was just a natural pullback, and we can actually then continue on to the upside. Okay, please remember what I said about the retracement from this area to this area right over here. It was about a 30% decline, of which it looks like it's already in play. Okay, so let me get rid of this this arrow here, and this blue haze right over here. I can actually make it just a little bit brighter for everybody to see, right? So oh my goodness, what's going on here? This is the one. Here we go. All right, so the line is already good, and the background is what we want to make a little brighter, right? So that right there, you see it. So it is suggesting per the last iteration to the upside, right? This candle high to the wick low here of this range is literally suggesting for us to come and touch right down to about $4.77, of which we're already so close to. Okay, so that's why I'm saying that the potential of bounce from that 477 is great. Even if we make that 442 touch, it's still okay. All right, you guys. So I just want to let you know that I'm not a financial advisor. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy or sell any assets whatsoever. Okay, you guys. If you would like to follow along and make these drawings similar to me, please refer to the link in the description below for the TradingView software. It's actually my affiliate link, and it would help my trading future out greatly if you did sign up with TradingView and started making some drawings alongside me. I'm already getting a lot of people sharing their drawings with me, and I couldn't be more appreciative of that. Okay, you guys. So also in the links in the description below, you'll also find Twitter and Discord for you to join or consider joining the ARCa Bulls trading community. Okay, you guys. But with that said, I wish you well. I wish you a very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.